everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So first I wanted to start off with hoping that everyone had a very Merry Christmas. I know Cody and myself had a wonderful Christmas with our family. So this year was a little different for me. This is the first year in 26 years that I did not get to spend Christmas Day with my family. I actually volunteered to work at the pharmacy on Christmas Day. Walgreens did this thing this year that if you actually volunteered to work a major holiday like Thanksgiving or Christmas, you are automatically exempt from those two holidays for the next 2 years. So I just decided, since I am, a new pharmacist. I'm one of the youngest pharmacists at my job. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I don't really have a large family. So I thought that I would just volunteer to work Christmas Day and give that time to someone else who is married and that has kids and a larger family. And so just to give them that day automatically off to spend time with their family. It was a little rough because I've never worked a job where they were even open for major holidays like this. It was a little different because usually our tradition on Saturday, we usually wake up, mom cooks breakfast for everybody. We, drink our coffee and we all get together and sit around the tree, hand out presents, and then we open presents on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, we really don't do a whole lot. Mom usually cooks like a nice little dinner on Christmas Eve, and we just kind of hang out and then just go to bed at a decent time and then get ready for Santa to come on Christmas Day. And then mom usually cooks like her, signature seafood, homemade seafood gumbo on Christmas Day, and we all enjoyed that. So we didn't get to do that this year, but we did get to enjoy Christmas Eve with our family. So basically we just took Christmas Day, since Cody and I had to work Christmas Day. Cody worked at the fire department and I worked at the pharmacy. But we basically just took the tradition of Christmas Day and just did it all on Christmas Eve. And so we got Cody's parents together, got my mom and my sister and my sister's boyfriend and Cody, and we all just got together and just kind of had our own little Christmas together at my mom's house. And we had plenty of food. Mom made her seafood gumbo. She also fried a turkey for us. We all kind of brought different things like appetizers, different vegetables. And basically we had dessert for dinner. We had like 10 different options of homemade desserts. So we basically ate dessert for dinner, and it was so nice. And believe me, I do not hold back on holidays when it comes to enjoying times with friends and family and enjoying the foods that I only get to eat like maybe once a year. So I don't hold back on that. But we really had a great time. We enjoyed it a lot. It was great to get together and enjoy time with family, eat all we wanted, drink all we want, laugh till our stomachs hurt, had all these great conversations, enjoyed cherishing these moments, and so many presents, so many more presents than I felt deserved. But I am very thankful that I did have the time on Christmas Eve to spend it with my family, and I was truly blessed to be able to do that. So that was just a little different for me this year, but overall it was a really great Christmas, and I hope that all of you out there had a really great time with your family and friends, and you got to enjoy Christmas and truly remember what Christmas is all about if you are a devout Christian and you know what Christmas Day is all about. So that's what I just wanted to start off with the intro of this video on, because this video has something to do with Christmas, but it has to do with squats. So lately on my leg days, I've been kind of starting off most of my heavy leg days with really focusing on my squats. I've really kind of taken my squats, broken down by form, and just started from the bottom, started with my basics, and just really kind of retrained myself on how to properly perform a squat. And like my goal lately for the past couple of weeks have been to really increase the weight that I push while doing squats. And so just kind of working up to my max squat, because I haven't done that in years. I haven't done that in forever. And so in this video, I kind of want to do a commentary video and show you on my leg day of what I kind of do to build up towards, doing a heavy squat, and kind of what I've been working on and changing up in order to perform this without a lifting belt and knee sleeves and like wrist straps and all that good stuff that we all like to use on leg day, and just kind of showing you like what I've done to improve my squat. So a little bit of a background story of why I decided to take this approach on my leg day and really just tackle my squats these days. I used to be obsessed, and I mean obsessed, with always working on my squat, always working on like my max squat, always building up to like my 1 rep max. Especially when I first started lifting, that was like one of my main focuses, like squats, and just always increasing the weight, not really focusing so much on like my form or like if I was properly even doing it right. Just, mainly just increasing that weight. That was like my main focus. I was like obsessed with it. And a couple of years down the road, when I got interested in doing, bodybuilding competitions, and I actually committed to doing a contest prep, and I got, a coach, and I got a new training split, my main focus of always focusing on those compound movements of like squats and deadlifts and everything, and always focusing on like my 1 rep max, all that changed. I basically moved away from that and moved into a different variation of training routine, training split, moved more into, I still did squats, but like it was a lot more of, functional movements, a lot more variation in exercises, a lot more isolating movements, just these different exercises that I needed to do in order to manipulate and shape my body to get that physique, that goal physique for the stage. So I had different goals in mind. So I moved away from just always working on my max squat, and I had to, use my time in the gym in order to do these other training splits, these other exercises in order to shape my body and get it ready for the stage. So it has been years since I have really focused on my squat, and I really didn't get into doing this until about a couple of weeks ago. It's probably been a month now. I don't know, I just kind of got into like this rut. I got into this rut when it came to leg day. Like I kind of got bored, I guess, in my training split. And I didn't really have like a goal that I was necessarily working towards, because obviously this year I didn't compete. So I wasn't in any type of training to meet a goal. And so sometimes I just kind of felt like I was just kind of going through like the same kind of workout routine and not really working towards anything. And sometimes I feel like I get lost if I'm not working towards anything, like working towards a goal. And so when it came to leg day, on some leg days I would do squats, but I wouldn't really truly push myself on squats. And it wasn't until I guess backing up, really one of the reasons why I didn't really work so much on doing heavy squats either is because my gym backpack got stolen from the gym. So it had all my lifting gear in there, like my lifting strap, my lifting belt, my lifting straps, everything I had in my gym bag. I had all my gym gear, all my supplements, and just other headphones. All this other stuff got stolen from me at the gym. And I was so upset about it because I loved my gym backpack, first of all. And then just all my other stuff got stolen, and just kind of out of like spite and out of just pitifulness on my part, I didn't go out and buy any more gym gear. I just kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna work out at the gym with no support, no lifting belts, no lifting straps, no nothing, no knee sleeves. And so for basically a greater half of this year, I have been doing like squats and deadlifts and everything without lifting belts. Most people use lifting belts in order to lift heavy, but I didn't have that anymore since some butthole stole it from me at the gym. So I haven't had a lifting belt. So moving forward, a couple of weeks ago, again, I got into this rut where I was just really bored with my leg day training routine. And so I realized that, gosh, I truly miss doing heavy squats. I truly miss doing it, but I didn't ever want to push myself because I didn't have that lifting belt, didn't have those knee sleeves anymore, didn't have those lifting straps anymore, didn't have that added support that most people need in order to push themselves on leg day, for all that, extra lifting support. So I just decided, well, how about we just start from the bottom? Let's work on my squat, improving my squat and improving my deadlifts, but mainly my squats is what I've been working on. So I decided, let's just start from the beginning. So let's truly start with your basics, relearn your basics, relearn your squat form, relearn your breathing techniques, relearn activating certain muscles and like that mind to muscle connection, and really think about every single little detail that goes into performing a proper squat. Break that all down and just start from the beginning. And that's exactly what I did. I started from the bottom and just retrained myself on how to do a proper squat. And now I can do a proper squat with proper heavy weight, with that proper form, better than I have ever done in my entire life. And I'm super proud of that. And I re-taught myself to do a heavy squat, a proper heavy squat, without the added support of a lifting belt and knee sleeves and wrist straps and the whole 9 yards when it comes to gym gear that powerlifters or anybody who lifts heavy uses on squat. So that's what I'm super proud of, because used to I would never be able to push myself to lift that heavy without that dependence on having a lifting belt. So I was really glad that I was able to retrain myself and really discover how strong I actually am without the support of having lifting gear. Now, obviously, when you get to a certain lifting point, which I do show in this video, I do add on a lifting belt because I did get one for Christmas. Yay! My sister and her boyfriend actually got me a new lifting belt because that was part of my Christmas list, was just to basically get all my gym gear back that I haven't bought yet. But I do add it when it gets to a certain heavy level of heaviness. I do add in that support because it's very important. You don't want to injure yourself. So I knew my limit when it came to, okay, you need to add in a lifting belt because if not, you're going to break your back probably. So you'll actually see towards the end of this video that I actually do put on the lifting belt and perform a really heavy squat for this little girl right here. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do a little commentary and just kind of explain like what's going through my mind and like the motions and of doing the squat. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do like it, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed like commentary videos or informative videos like this, and I will try to keep them coming for you. So I'll catch you in a little bit. Okay, so getting right into the workout, I wanted to show you a little bit of what I like to do as a warm-up for any leg day. I didn't show this, but I usually like to do like 5 minutes on the Stairmaster, and then I move on to doing these goblet squats with a kettlebell. I do this just to really get acclimated to doing a squat position and really just start warming up my glutes and warming up my legs and start practicing with my breathing techniques. Here I'm doing just some abductor leg swings. This is going to help warm up the abductors and kind of help open up any of my hip tightness that I may have. So I do each leg a couple of times, about 20 different reps, or 20 reps that I do at a time for this. Just really warming up and opening up my hips. And then I move on to this little squat position here, pushing outward on my hips. And no, I'm not dancing to the music in the background, or maybe I am, who knows. But I'm really just doing this to help open up my hip abductors again, help stretch. I like to sit up and do like a hamstring stretch like I'm doing right now and stretch out my glutes, just making sure that everything is properly warmed up and stretched out. I have a lot of lower back tightness, so I like to do this on each leg. This helps target each side of my lower back. Really, again, helps stretching out my lower back, and so I'm not so tight in that area. Then I like to do some lunges, and again, help to open up my hip abductors and warm up my back. I like to push out on my thighs. You'll see me here, I'm just kind of twisting. That's helping stretch out my lower back, and then you see me actually push out on my knee like that. That's helping to open up my hip abductors as well right here. Continuing on with the warm-up, I start with the barbell itself. I really get myself into position of doing a squat. I think about my foot placement. So this is shoulder width, slightly outside the shoulders. My feet are facing forward. They're slightly turned outward. I go ahead and load the glutes at the top, and when I go to squat down, I'm making sure I'm pushing those knees outward in line which way my toes are pointed. They do not stay forward. Those knees are to be pushed out, and at the bottom I really squeeze my glutes and really pop up to the top. Thinking about my neck being neutral, my spine being neutral, and just really breathing at the top and exhaling when I come up from the squat. Continuing with the warm-up, I've added two 25-pound plates on each side. This still is a really light weight for me, but I wanted to add some weight just to kind of get the movement of the squat going. Again, I'm really thinking about focusing on my foot position, feet turn forward, feet slightly outward, pushing those knees out as I actually go into the squat. Also starting to really practice my breathing technique. So I'm inhaling at the top, filling up my lungs, in exhaling as I come up from the squat. Also really focusing on loading those glutes at the beginning of the squat, and then at the bottom of the squat, really squeezing those glutes. That's going to help pull those knees back in and really drive your squat up to the top. Moving up to a more moderate weight, I have two 45-pound plates on each side. Again, I'm still continuing to just really focus on my techniques. I'm really trying to focus on my breathing, my foot placement, just my overall form, because I'm trying to get myself worked up for a heavier squat. Now, I'm not really counting for reps. I'm just doing as much as it feels good to myself. Usually in the beginning, I do about anywhere from like 5 to 8 to 10 reps, but I don't do so much where I exhaust myself because I know I want to try to build up to a heavier weight. So I just do as many that I can, just a couple of really good, feel-good ones of the squat before I start adding more weight to the bar. So you'll notice I prefer to do high bar squats. Low bar squats I've kind of played around with in the past, and they're just really, really awkward for me. Although that is a goal of mine, I'd like to work up to doing more low bar squats. High bar squats Although they're more difficult, they're usually more difficult for most people. They feel the most comfortable to me, and that's what I usually stick with. So that's my go-to. And you see that I take a minute just to really position the bar just right on my traps. It's not on my neck, but it's just in the little divot of my traps at the top, and that's where it feels the most comfortable for me. Also, you see that I am going just below parallel, which that is the perfect position where you should be for any squat, at least hitting parallel, if not right below it, and that's what feels the most comfortable for me and the most strongest, and so that's where I like to end the bottom of my squat. Really focusing on my breathing has helped my squats tremendously. Really focusing on inhaling as much air as I can at the top, filling up my lungs. That adds as a nice brace or resistance against your core. It helps tighten up your core. As you're going into the exercise, you have a tight core in there and you have some resistance pushing against your core. And as you come up out of the squat, you exhale. So it's releasing that exertion of that extra energy and that extra push to drive your squat up from the bottom and really execute your squat in a proper way. So I wanted to throw this clip in here from my Instagram from last week. This is me performing a 200-pound squat without a lifting belt or knee sleeves or lifting straps. I have not done anything like this in years, guys. So I wanted to show that really proud moment of myself lifting this 200-pound squat, but also really, since I was wearing a really tight shirt, you can see when I inhale how much air I actually fill up in my lungs. So you can really see me really practicing with my breathing technique and how that helps me to really drive and push my squat up to the top. But I was super proud of this moment. This is the heaviest I've lifted in years without any added support from any gym gear. And this was just from pure rebuilding my squats, working on my basics, and just learning how to squat again so I could squat heavy. And you could just see how proud I was in this moment. I even gave Cody a high five, and I was just so happy. So this is me attempting to break my 200-pound mark with a 205-pound squat. So now I have added my lifting belt, and I've done this to help add that extra resistance support, so something that my core can brace against as I go into the squat and push up from the squat. That really helps. Usually this will help add about 5 to 10 and sometimes even 15 extra pounds to someone using a lifting belt. Now, I did not like these squats. As you can see, I started to throw my head backwards and completely break my squat form, which is a no-no. You should not be lifting your head upwards and backwards. That completely breaks the neutral neck and neutral spine form, and it just gives you a really crappy squat form, so that's a big no-no. But this is my attempt at doing it again, and I was really happy with myself. I was able to get 3 strong reps out of this. So this is the heaviest I've lifted in a very, very long time. So 205-pound squat. So all from just starting from the beginning, breaking down my squat, relearning my basics, and here I am lifting 205, and this is a super proud moment. So hope you all enjoyed this video and watching me perform up to my max squat as of today, and I will catch y'all on the next one.